on his feet. Taking supernatural strength.
Fury throwing it up again.
And that's it. It's over. Russell Mora waves it off. He's not counting.
And the new WBC heavyweight champion of the world, the Gypsy King, Tyson Fury.
You smashed the stigma just by standing 6'9", 255 pounds, being one of the baddest men on the planet, and yet you decided to be public with your mental health issues. Why?
I just wanted to show the world that if mental health could bring somebody as big as me and as strong as me and, you know, the stereotype heavyweight champion of the world to my knees, then it could bring anybody to the knees. And I thought to myself, if I can show the world that you can come back from it and to get back in shape and get back to the top, then anybody can do it.
When you fell into that depression, how dark was it?
When you're waking up and you don't want to live anymore, you know, it's hard for me to say sat here because I'm not thinking in that mindset anymore. But there was a number of years where I did not want to live on a daily basis. I said to God, why have you let me wake up this morning? Why didn't I die in my sleep? And I had no real reason. There wasn't one thing that made this happen. This is a continuous journey for years and years and years of depression and anxiety.
Why did that hit you? You were the champion of the world. You were the baddest man on the planet.
Of course, but it wasn't after the fight. I've been suffering with it my whole life. You know, I was a little boy and I didn't know what this feeling was. I used to feel horrible, terrible, feel like I was being left behind or something was wrong, and even though nothing was wrong. And I later found out, 27 years later, that it was anxiety that I've been suffering with my whole life. The feeling that something's about to happen and nothing happens. After I won the championship off of Vladimir, the Everest was climbed. There was no more for me to do. In my mind, I'd achieved everything I ever wanted to do. One, being world champion, and two, beating one of the greatest heavyweights of the last 20, 30 years. When I was 14, 15 years old, I used to watch Vladimir Klitschko on the TV as a world champion, heavyweight champion. And I used to say to people, I can beat that man. And nobody would listen. Everyone, yeah, whatever. When the unthinkable becomes reality, there's just nothing else for you. When you achieve that greatness you've always wanted, you're like, is this it? What next?
How did you come back?
It was 2 years later. I've been out for 2 years, out of the ring. I was 400 pounds in weight. I was a shadow of my former glory. I looked in the mirror and I was, what's the word? What could I, embarrassed, ashamed, let down, disappointed. There isn't a word that I could use that's worse enough that I could say. I looked at myself and I thought, you're a failure. And it was, I remember the night, I remember it vividly. It was 2017, Halloween night. I remember reading George Foreman's autobiography. And I remember him talking about he got on his knees and he begged God to help him when his nephew was ill. So I did the same. I got on my knees and I poured my heart. I was crying. It was all wet down my chest. I was in that dark room for, must have been on my knees for 10, 20 minutes. Thinking what I've done to myself and just let everything I ever wanted to say out. And when I got up off that floor, I felt like I was 210 pounds. For the first time in over 2.5 years, I knew what I was going to do and how I was going to do it.
And what was that?
And that was regain being the best heavyweight on the planet again.